preseason football tomorrow night, guys. And fantasy football is starting back up soon. If you're playing fantasy football, you should be using the Yahoo Fantasy app. You can fire up the group chat, get your draft boards ready, and buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all the overreactions we live for. It's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy. This year, the UCSS Fantasy League is moving back to the Yahoo Fantasy app. To celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win it all. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and stay created by joining a fantasy football league at yahoofantasy.com/lockedon. That is yahoofantasy.com/lockedon. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet.
So I don't think Dustin's going to be – Dustin hates fantasy football.
It's the worst.
He got conned into playing with some guys in Canton a number of years ago.
And was in that league for like a decade.
Yeah. But you're out, so you're not going to be in the fantasy league.
Hell no.
You know who we should ask before we go to the fans? Now that he's a regular contributor to the show, we should ask Zach Jackson.
We should ask Zach. That's a great call. And Anthony's in. So I talked to Anthony.
All right, so let's ask Zach, and then we'll get fans to fill out the rest of the spots.
And we'll announce how we'll get fans involved.
Yeah.
And I talked to Sam last night. I talked to Butters. We're going to let 2 new guys get in, but we're going to open it up. It'll be a fair random draw.
I'd split a team with you if you wanted to do that again.
No, I ain't splitting. I'm 2 out of the last 3 years champions.
I'll invest. I'll be a silent investor.
We've been doing this for 3 years.
All right, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get into fantasy later.
Silent investment. I like it.
We have a preseason football game tomorrow night. We know who will be the starting quarterback for the Browns when they take on the Carolina Panthers Friday night. That will be Shedeur Sanders. But yesterday in the joint practice, there was some hullabaloo about how the quarterback reps were divvied up. Flacco did get the majority of the reps in the team drills, but Sanders, Pickett, Gabriel, and Huntley also divvied up. Steve, don't take that tag board. Don't take that tag board, please, just because it's there. You're supposed to take it. It gets cut off. It's a tag board issue. It's not a you issue. See how it gets cut off in the middle of it? Because tag board sucks. It all got divvied up. Sanders did not get as many reps with the 1s and the 2s as we all thought he would yesterday on the Show Bowl. We had a tweet from Zach Jackson saying, even Allen Iverson would say this could be an important practice. And I'm curious because I know you had Zach on your podcast this morning. Dustin, you talk to Zach all the time. And Tyvis, you've been through these joint practices. Do you think they handled the rep division? Is that the right way to phrase it?
Distribution.
Yeah. Go ahead.
How about either one?
Distribution properly yesterday, considering Sanders is getting the start on Friday night.
I looked at it as if the season was to start today, Joe Flacco would be the starting quarterback.
Correct.
So I told y'all, joint practices is where you get to see all the things that you really want to run to go up against that defense. And Joe Flacco was taking those 1 reps because he's not playing in the game. So this is the opportunity to see, all right, what our number 1 offense look like? What is it? Blah, 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 chemistry and all those things. So when he got the majority of the reps, I understood why. Because that tells me that you want him to be the starter when you play Cincinnati. You want to build that chemistry up. You want to get that continuity with the offense. Where Shedeur didn't get the second most reps, that one kind of threw me off a little bit because I was thinking to myself, if he is the guy that's going to be in there with some of the starters, not all, but some of the starters, they should get used to hearing his voice and all of those things as well. So I thought it would have been nice for him to get more 1 reps, but I understand why Joe Flacco got the majority of the 1 reps, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Tyvis there that Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback. Probably like 95% unless something crazy happens, someone outperforms or whatnot. So that's not that surprising to me. But here's the thing. Tomorrow night is a preseason game.
Yeah. Okay.
And Shedeur Sanders is going to start this ball game, and he got 6 reps yesterday in practice.
Yeah.
And what's today? Nothing. It's
today's an off day.
Walk through
off day, right? So not much going on the field. So he's going to the game. And everyone's already said he's kind of swimming out there a little bit mentally with what he's seeing. I'm just a little surprised by that. The other thing that's interesting is like Huntley, who also will play in the game, I'm sure.
It'll probably be just them 2.
Those 2. He got a bunch of reps. So why did Shedeur not get reps? Huntley's not even going to be on the team.
I think that – I don't know. I know Huntley probably got the reps because the reason Huntley got a lot of reps, I think personally, is because they know Huntley's not making this team. He's not. But he's the closest guy outside of maybe P.J. Walker that you could bring in that kind of knows the offense. So he will give everybody else.
To some degree, because it's a little bit of a new
because it's going back to Kevin's stuff.
Some terminology with Kevin, but like not all of it.
Right.
Because Dorsey's gone.
But I think that the reason that they went with him is because he was here last year. He's got maybe some chemistry with some of the players there.
Yeah.
And they're not judging him. He's the best thing that can evaluate the rest of the players around. Like him being in there, they know what he's capable of doing. Maybe he can get the ball to these receivers. So we really want to see what this receiver is because he's on the bubble of making the roster or not. Let's give him a quarterback that we actually think can at least get him a good opportunity to give us a good evaluation of what that player is going to be. So I think that's why they went with Tyler Huntley and giving him those reps. But like I say, the Shedeur thing, I don't understand at all. Maybe they think to themselves, we don't need to give you these many practice reps because we're going to give you a bunch of game reps. So maybe we just want to get you rested. He is coming off a sore shoulder and all those things. So maybe that's the case. I don't know. But I don't like it that much. I don't at all. I think that going into this game, sitting some of the best wide receivers that you have is kind of diminishing him a little bit as well because I want to see what he can do with receivers like Judy and Tillman. Because if we're going off of the fact that Joe Flacco at some point is going to fall off a cliff, if he's going to be your starting quarterback and he's only going to give you 4 to 6 games, you got to have the next quarterback ready. So who's to say that Shedeur won't be that next quarterback that's going to be ready to go? Yeah. But he won't have reps with these receivers and build this chemistry. So I thought this was an opportunity that they kind of missed out on.
I think there's a lot of different things to chew on here. First of all, what you said initially is right, Joe, and you agreed. Joe Flacco is most likely the Week 1 starter. Whether the plan was initially in their minds for it to be Kenny Pickett, I mean, Kenny Pickett's not 100% healthy. I mean, he's healthy enough that he took some reps yesterday, but he's not 100% healthy. And the number one goal of the offseason, of the preseason and training camp is to get you ready for the start of the season, not get you ready for the first preseason game. So I understand why in a scrimmage against the Panthers, they would play Joe Flacco. And Zach Jackson said he thought it was the best the first offense had looked was yesterday with Joe Flacco. So, okay, that's a positive. The rest of it I don't understand. It's completely confusing to me. Giving Tyler Huntley more reps than Shedeur Sanders, maybe that is the reason what you said, Tyvis, because
that's the only thing
he's
I
going to get the reps in the game.
It's the only thing I can come up with.
But, don't you want him to be as prepared for the game as possible?
I mean,
I know the game doesn't matter in terms of wins and loss, but in terms of...
No, but you're trying to make this kid better. You're trying to give him some confidence going into this game that he knows what the hell's going on. You're putting him out there with really no starting receivers.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair to that point, though, the receivers that he's going to go out there with is the receivers he's probably been throwing to this whole time. If Judy and Tillman ain't playing, so the chemistry part is there.
I think you'd still rather have Jerry Judy.
I agree with I agree with you saying. I agree with you saying, but like if they're sitting them out, like he did throw to these. It's not like he's throwing to people that he's never thrown to before. He has thrown to these receivers, so I give him that little bit.
But those guys are still rookies.
And as far as the game plan goes, it's very vanilla. So it's not like he got a lot of thinking to do because Carolina's not about to show you what they're trying to run in the regular season. Their stuff is going to be pretty basic as well. So it's not going to be a mentally taxing thing on him.
He's going to, he's going to be playing behind the backup offensive line because, maybe Dawand Jones plays. By the way, did you guys see that picture of Dawand standing next to Joe Thomas?
We have something better. Steve, take 16, please. And Bull, watch the screen.
Yeah, go ahead. I know Joe's lost a lot of weight since he retired, but it's
going to come back up, I promise.
Joe looks as skinny as me.
Yeah, but it's not often that Joe Thomas looks small.
He is, Dawand Jones towers. Yeah, my God. Shit.
That's not Dawand.
I might say that's not even Dawand.
No, he's still bigger than Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke, go Bucks.
Got him, huh? All right.
Get him, Luke.
Shout out to Sean Dunnigan for shooting training camp footage for us yesterday.
Thanks,
now, there was a still picture, though, Mike. Do you have the still picture by any chance?
That's ridiculous.
I don't have the still picture.
Because there's a still picture of Dawand standing next to Joe. And what stands out to me, beyond the fact that Dawand towers over him, is that Dawand, in this still photo that I saw, looks like he's lost 70 pounds. I don't know if it's that much.
Well,
he looks great, and I'm very optimistic.
If you find it, Bull, DM it to me and I'll put it up.
You criticize.
You can find it on Twitter.
Let me make it clear.
He took that personally.
If he took it personally, if I in any way helped him lose weight, then that's great.
2%.
I was not criticizing him, to be fair.
No, I know you
People
wasn't.
will say whatever they want.
I know you wasn't.
I was saying that I was concerned about his ability to stay healthy because of his weight, and I wasn't coming at that from a mean perspective. I was coming at that from a perspective of someone who has struggled being overweight his whole life, and whether you're a radio TV guy like me or a football player, it's not good to be that heavy. It's unhealthy, and I was concerned about his ability to stay healthy, and I was honestly hopeful for him, and he's young and he's on a fun. And I mean, he took it so, obviously it had nothing to do with me, but he took it so seriously, and I'm very excited for him and the team because he looks great.
It's a big
and
year.
if he's healthy, there's no reason he can't just not only be a starter, I think he can be a superstar if he's stays healthy.
No doubt.
Right?
I think he understood the assignment. I think he understood how important this season is. As far as from a financial standpoint, we talked about it like a couple weeks ago, where 4 out of the 5 starters is this day.
That's it.
Yeah, like they might be gone after
contracts
this.
are all up.
He's the only one that's still under contract after this season.
Yeah,
and that means money is freeing up. That means you could afford, if you become the premier left tackle with the size and you got the ability to finish a whole season and keep the quarterback's jersey clean, you can run away with a nice bag.
The Browns may go, now listen, they may end up signing 1 or 2 of these guys, the veterans, but the Browns could possibly go from the most expensive offensive line room to the least expensive offensive line room in 1 year, which is unusual, but that could happen.
They need Zach Zenter to get his stuff together.
Well, yeah.
Well, he didn't even make the trip to
that's my
Carolina.
point.
That guy's been a mess.
That's exactly my point.
That guy's been a mess, and he was, what was he, a second-round pick or third?
Third round pick.
Third round. It's a high pick, though.
Yeah.
You expect it.
You expect that guy to be a player.
I think if there haven't been a lot of things to get excited about for the Browns, but I think Dawand Jones is something to get excited about. I know, listen, he's had the injuries, but the only reason, and Zach said this too, I think he's 100% right. I think the only reason he got drafted where he did is because he was too heavy. And guys that big don't stick in the NFL. You got to get in better shape. He has. He took it seriously. He's seems like he's developed as both a player and as like a maturity level. Like, hey, I got to take this more seriously. He clearly did.
The only negative thing I've heard is when he had the heat stroke or he had to leave practice for the heat.
Oh,
that's about it though.
I mean, he's still a big, huge dude.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing that's been like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Outside of that, he's been fine.
Yeah. Like, I think that him losing the weight is fantastic. And for
the
Browns,
good,
the Browns haven't had a left tackle since Joe Thomas retired.
That's right.
They drafted Wills, absolute.
Did he get picked up?
I mean, pretty much a bust. I mean, I know
he's
he
a bust.
started a bunch, but he was a bust. I mean, he was a top pick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and the Browns have had issues on that left side, the blind side of the quarterback.
Yep.
And hopefully this season, I mean, that if they can protect the blind side of Flacco, he'll have a chance to get more time, get the ball down the field, and make some plays because, if you can't, Flacco's going to be running for his life, and he's not mobile.
No, he's probably the least mobile quarterback in the league. So you can't. I mean, you can't be. He's taking hits from the blind side. That's a big problem.
Now, I will say this. Speaking of taking hits, tomorrow night, what's going to be fascinating, guys, is the one knock on Shedeur Sanders coming out of Colorado is all the pressure that he had and how he dealt with pressure.
Right.
And I promise you this, he's going to be running around tomorrow night for his life.
Yeah.
Because the game all of a sudden is going to go from what this practice pace to another freaking level. It is.
But
and he's got
first game?
And he's got a backup offensive line.
You talking about preseason?
Preseason.
I had a good first preseason.
But do you remember? I don't know. Maybe it was different for you, but I remember. I was like, "Holy hell! This is a different animal than what practice was, than what college was."
Carolina's defensive starters, by the way. Dave Canales said they're going to play the first series, maybe 2 series tomorrow night. So
interesting. You didn't find it that big a difference?
My motivation was totally different. I was in a different headspace at that time because
Well, you were also fighting for your life, dude. To
Exactly.
make the squad. I mean,
Yeah.
I ended up being that way. After my first year, the next three.
My first game against Kansas City, I remember coming out of the little tunnel thing, and I seen that, and I was like, I just said my prayer before, and I was just grateful that I actually made it to this moment. Like, no matter what happened, I got to this moment, and I was grateful for that. And I said, whenever I get on this field, whatever it is, kickoffs, punt, whatever, I don't care what it is, I'm going 100,000 miles per hour. Like, move out my way. I ain't turning nothing down. And man, I had me like a crack back on punt. I almost downed the ball on the 1. I had a tack off on kickoff inside the 20, and I had a pick. I was balling.
First game?
First game, I was balling. I was out there, boy.
Who'd you pick off?
I don't even remember who the quarterback was. I don't remember. I just remember. I remember getting the pick and I failed, and then I got up.
I remember interceptions in practice.
And I threw the ball after they tackled me. I threw the ball, and Brandon Browner ran on the field and grabbed it and said, "What you doing, man? You better keep this." And he handed it back to me, and that was that. So yeah, it was a good game though. I enjoyed Pete Carroll.
I'll look up what year was that. I'll look up the quarterback.
16.
So while I'm looking up this.
So it's a preseason for the Chiefs.
Yeah, so it was probably, I feel like it was like Kevin Hogan or something like that.
I'll look it up, but I just want to ask you this because then we're going to move on
been.
afterwards. But you guys talked about, and Tyvis, I'll start with you here. You wish Shedeur had gotten a few more reps just so he'd be potentially a little more prepared. His voice could have been heard by some of those guys in the locker room. Knowing the injury issues, the hamstring issues for both Gabriel and Pickett, are those the guy you would have taken the reps from to give in Shedeur? How would you have parsed it up to make sure Shedeur got more reps? Like, who would have lost reps in that scenario?
There has to be a punishment. It's not fair, but that's the way of the NFL. You can't make the club in the tub. That's just what it is. So if a guy is not playing and not 100% healthy, no, I'm not putting him out there. I'm giving it to the guys that actually can go out there and play. So I definitely would have took reps from Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett for sure.
I completely agree with you. It makes no sense to me that you'd have a quarterback that's not going to play in the game taking a lot more reps than the guy who's going to start the game.
Yeah.
Who's also, by the way, a rookie. It's not like we got
and he's not going to start the
veteran.
regular season either, unlike Flacco, who you understand because he's going to start in the regular season.
There's plenty of time for the veterans to get their reps and things like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, Gabriel and Pickett both are banged up with the hamstring, and yet they both got some reps in practice. I mean, it's I don't know.
I would have gave him like 7-on-7 or something, but them team periods? No, you're not going out there.
The 11-on-11.
No. You what for what?
Shedeur didn't get anything with 11-on-11.
Yeah, that makes
every other quarterback did.
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
That was insane. And I've been critical of the people that are over the top with their conspiracy theories, but I can't blame people for being pissed based on yesterday. And what's curious to me is the Browns seem to think that. I think they're kind of telling you what they think of Shedeur Sanders by how they've used him. I don't see how you can look at it a different way.
They're treating him like he's just a 5th-round pick.
Yeah, and
quarterback.
And he was, but he's not just a 5th round pick. I think that's pretty obvious.
What I don't like about the whole thing is they've said over and over, this is an open competition. No, it's not. It's clearly some type of favoritism, and that part really bothers me. Like, don't call it a 4 or 5 or 6 man race when it's really just 3.
Yeah, and I know Zach said to me this morning, I'm sure he told you when he spoke to him, that, like, Shedeur is clearly a better quarterback right now than Dillon Gabriel. He's more talented. Now, none of us, including Zach, who's around the team all the time, are in the meeting rooms or any of that stuff, and we don't know what clearly it seems that Dillon Gabriel, behind the scenes in the classroom, whatever, I assume, based on how they're handling this, is more impressive in that type of stuff than Shedeur is. That's the only thing that makes sense to me at all. But everybody outside the Browns seems to think that Dillon Gabriel, can't play in the NFL or certainly can't be a starter in the NFL. Maybe the Browns are smarter than everybody else, but usually they haven't been. So I don't know.
I just don't understand the Browns drafted Gabriel with a top 100 pick, which means if you're using a top 100 pick on a player, you think that guy has a real chance, especially a quarterback, a chance to make the team and become maybe a starter, at least a solid backup. And then they just completely undercut their pick. It just
the whole thing's strange.
But you got to understand that I told you, I'm personally judging them off of Dylan Gabriel, so they have to give him every opportunity to win, to at least beat a Shedeur out. Like that's because you don't want to be wrong. Like you're third round pick. Like you don't want to be wrong on
but
it.
It shouldn't be about being right or wrong. It should be playing the guy that gives you the best chance.
I mean, as you get closer to the season, that's the case for sure. Like it's not about who I'm trying to cater to. It's about who's going to give us the best chance to win on Sunday.
Gabriel's not going to get cut.
No,
not
at all.
He's making the team.
No. A lot of people seem to think they'll keep 4 quarterbacks.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why.
It doesn't make any sense.
So you're going to start Joe Flacco, then when he goes down, you're going to start Kenny?
Don't get one of these guys at the practice squad, I think.
Yeah?
You think that?
You think someone's going to put Shedeur on the active roster?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
another team.
If you're a bad team, if you're another bad team, why wouldn't you?
Who is Carolina's backup?
I mean,
Andy Dalton.
Is he still there?
Let's
he resigned,
guys.
yeah.
I mean, if Shedeur has a great preseason, then maybe he should play for the Browns.
Yeah,
If he has a bad preseason, no one's putting him on their active roster.
I wouldn't say no one. Probably not a lot of teams. But if you're a really bad
I think it's
team,
unlikely.
You may be right. But like if you're
So you saying they banking on him having a bad preseason?
I mean, I think they sort of know right now, based on what they've seen, that they feel like this guy's not going to blow it out of the water.
Well,
do we not think there's a chance that Kenny Pickett could be gone?
I said from day one that I think he could be the odd man out.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
But everyone in Berea,
Jason and Mary Kay have talked about how the Browns love him. Aditi loves him. I know our guy Cleve TA. I don't know that he loves him, but he's said all along he thinks he's going to be the starter based on the draft capital they traded for him.
I just don't understand why you need to keep 4. That's the part that
it doesn't make sense. I don't buy it. And listen, it may solve itself. One of them may get hurt potentially enough that they're going on IR or whatever. But if they're all healthy, I mean, keeping 4 quarterbacks sounds weird. But Dustin may be right. Ultimately, they may be able to get Shedeur or even Dylan Gabriel to the practice squad.
Would Shedeur come back?
Why would he leave?
Somebody else might offer him a practice squad.
Yeah, sure, but wouldn't you want to go to the team that actually gave you the chance and believes in you?
Depends on the
That's
opportunity.
under the assumption the Browns truly believe
honestly, it really depends. Think about how if you was getting done the way he was getting done, why would you?
I mean, here, or are you saying just overall?
Here, how the Browns is treating him right now.
I mean, do you think he feels he's being treated poorly?
I have no idea. The rest of the world make it sound.
That's a big question.
Doesn't the rest of the world make it seem like he's getting treated
because
poorly?
we love controversy and we love drumming up stuff.
So I'm saying, if that was you and you felt like you was being treated poorly, and they said, you know what, we want to offer you a practice squad spot, but another team want to offer you a practice squad spot,
I would hope that at this point, Shedeur Sanders is humbled enough by where he was selected in the draft to know that if he's put on the practice squad, you're still in the NFL, and you're still one play away.
I agree.
There's no sense from when you hear him talk that he feels disrespected by the organization.
I love the way he talks.
No, he definitely does.
I thought before yesterday I didn't think it was crazy the way they were using him until yesterday. That was the first day I was like, what are they doing here? For me, I know a lot of people have been saying that the whole time. For me, it wasn't until yesterday that I thought. But
the one thing that we don't know is everything. We know nothing. I mean, we're judging reps in practice based off of maybe that was a plan that they had talked about for days. Who knows?
Right.
Going into it.
Well, then, I just don't understand why Kevin wouldn't be clear about why. Like, why? Why can't he say why they're not giving him more reps yesterday? Specifically, because he's starting the game.
Because Kevin never talks about players.
But what's the downside to it?
I'm with you on that. I don't see a downside in giving us in being transparent.
Right. If he gave us a good reason, it might be okay.
They never let us in.
No.
Yeah,
never.
that's weird.